Hello students, let us continue the lesson coal and petroleum. Okay, so in previous class we studied about coal and petroleum, how they are formed and what are the uses and what are the products which are obtained while extracting the coal and petroleum. Okay, so even we studied about natural gas. Okay, so how we extracted natural gas. It is sometimes extracted while extracting the petroleum and sometimes without petroleum also, and even natural gas and petrochemicals also we studied. Okay, so natural gas is not just an important domestic and industrial fuel but also used in manufacture of fertilizers. Okay, so we already saw the different uses of petrochemical products in different sectors like agriculture sector, domestic and other sectors, even industrial sector also, right? Yes or no? So next in this class let us see the conserving coal and petroleum. Okay, so how to conserve coal and petroleum? You already know the meaning of conservation, right? How to protect. So conserving the uh, coal and petroleum. Okay, so why does the price of petroleum goes up all the time? You can see the you can see news, right? So petroleum price increased by 1 rupee or 65 like that. You can see, right? Yes or no? So why does the price of petrol go up all the time? In simple terms, the price of anything depends on how much of it is available and how much it is essential. Okay, so not only with petroleum price, the price of each and everything. Okay, so it depends on the only two things. Okay, the price of anything depends on how much of it is available. Okay, in nature or in our surroundings, how much it is available and how essential it is. Okay, so the price of any object or anything is depends on these two things only. Okay, so both coal and petroleum are exhaustible resources, right? Yes or no? So we already studied in the previous classes that coal and petroleum are exhaustible natural resources. So but we need them, right? Yes or no? We need them to daily life. We need very much, mostly petrol and petrochemical products also we need, right? Yes or no? So both as fuel as starting material for synthesizing new compounds. Yes or no? So since supplies are limited, they are becoming more expensive as the demand for them is increasing, right? So day by day population is increasing, right? Yes or no? So population is increasing, nothing but we have to multiply the production of different petrochemical products. Let us take in this case we are discussing about coal and petroleum, right? So we need more development like housing and we need more products, right? Yes or no? So so if we want to increase these products manufacturing, we need a compulsory raw material. So this raw material is basically petroleum for petrochemicals, right? Yes or no? So these supplies are limited, right? They are becoming, so if the supplies are very limited, the demand is increasing, but demand is increasing. So we already discussed in the previous classes, coal and petroleums take millions of years to form, right? Yes or no? So but we are using very faster. Yes or no? So the period which is required to form coal and petroleum is very high compared to the time period in which we are using the same coal and petroleum. So here supply is very less or limited, but the demand is more, right? Yes or no? So if the supply is limited and demand is more, then the products or the things becomes very expensive, right? Yes or no? So um, since the supplies are limited, they are becoming more expensive as the demand for them is increasing. Yes or no? So we have to conserve these resources as much as possible, right? Yes or no? So suppose we are not conserving, we are using the resources, okay, and we are wasting even the resources. So what happens in less than the amount? See, in very short period, these natural resources or exhaustible natural resources exhausted, let's think. So we will face a lot of problems before we have to replace these coal and petroleum with the other materials, right? Yes or no? So we have to conserve these resources as much as possible and also look for alternatives for these resources. Okay, so we can reduce the consumption of both coal and petroleum by either opting for a different models of development which does not depend on these resources or reduce the wastage of these resources. Okay, so we can conserve these coal and petroleum by two ways. Okay, what are those two ways? So we have to reduce reduce the consumption of both coal. So reduce the consumption of both coal and petroleum. Okay, petroleum. So how to reduce this consumption of both coal and petroleum? By either opting for a different models of development which does not depend on these resources or reduce the wastage of these resources. Okay, second is reduce the wastage of these resources. Okay, so either of these steps if you follow get conserved for some extent. Okay, since the first option is right now, yeah, impracticable, right? Reducing consumption is impractical, so second option, reducing wastage, is to be practiced. Okay, so if you practice the reducing the wastage of these coal and petroleum, you can conserve for some extent, right? Okay, yes or no? So the governments of many countries are working on this problem of finding alternative technologies to reduce this usage of fossil fuels. Okay, so even you can see some people will use even bikes or the vehicles which are run on the petrol for short distances also to show their richness, right? Yes or no? You can notice such kind of people around you. So what they are actually doing, they are wasting the natural resources. Those are exhaustible natural resources. Okay, see, instead of using these vehicles for short distances, let us use or go by walk or use bicycle. So by going or by walk or using these bicycle, even will keeps us healthy, right? Yes or no? So the see, like this we can reduce the consumption of coal and petroleum for some extent. Okay, so what some people do, they'll misuse of energy resources, and so they misuse the energy resources. And so what are the consequences by misusing these resources? Let us see. See, in our daily life, while doing various day-to-day activities, we use many types of energy resources, right? Yes or no? And fuels without giving a thought about the exhaustibility of these resources and consequences, right? Yes or no? So we use so many types of energy resources, like well, to travel we use petrol, right? Yes or no? Even for cooking we use natural gas, and in some vehicles we use even CNG, right? Yes or no? These are natural gases. So in let us see, in urban areas, dryers are used in washing machines. Yes or no? So which consume electricity. Okay, electric energy. So even though abundant source of heat energy in the form of sunlight is available around us, so some people use washing machine dryers. Okay, if you keep it under the sunlight, they will be very good, right? With instead of wasting electricity or electrical energy. So similarly, motorbikes are used even for shorter distances. Walking shorter distances or using bikes saves not only fuel but also keep us good health, right? Yes or no? So misusing. Okay, so using vehicles or motorbikes, even cars, some people use motorbikes for shorter distances. Okay, and the next using dryers. Okay, see, I'm telling some more examples. Okay, you can see so many examples in our daily life where we are wasting or we are misusing energy sources. Okay. Okay, so next, what are the harmful effects causing during usage of fuels? Okay, let us see. So, most of the harmful effects are due to the carelessness of handling petroleum products. Okay, yes or no? So, for example, crude oil or refining fuel spills into sea from tankers shipped by accident cause damage to the natural ecosystem, right? Yes or no? So, what happens, the aquatic animals, what they'll do, they take the sunlight, right? So they take the energy or sunlight from the sun. Okay, so you can see some of the animals, they float on the water, right? Yes or no? So why they are floating? They So to take the sunlight, right? Right? Yes or no? So if the oil spilled on the water, what happens? It blocks the sunlight reaching the depth of the ocean or sea. So at the time, what happens? They will not get the sunlight. So this causes damage to the aquatic animals. Like see, even they kill the seabirds also, right? Yes or no? So what happens here? So this is causing lot of damage to the natural ecosystem and killing seabirds, mammals, shellfish and other organisms. Yes or no? So you may notice the fire. I mean, the ship went on fire while carrying the crude oil or carrying the petroleum. You can see in the news, right? So what happens in that case? So it will cause the damage to the sea animals. Okay. So next, utilization of these fuels lead to some more harmful effects. Okay. So what are the harmful effects? Let us see. So most of the harmful effects are due to the carelessness of handling petroleum products. Okay. So while utilization of these fuels lead to some more harmful effects. What are these? Let us see. So burning fuel releases carbon dioxide, right? Yes or no? So carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, right? Yes or no? So which causes climate change and leads to global warming. Yes or no? So what are the gases which are leads to global warming? Most of the times the carbon dioxide. Right? Okay. So burning fuels release carbon dioxide. Okay, so which leads to global warming. And coal fired power plants emits mercury, selenium, arsenic, lead in addition to the greenhouse gases which are harmful to human health and even environment. Yes or no? So coal fired power plants emits mercury. It is a very dangerous and it will take more years to um, mix with the soil. And the selenium, arsenic, lead in addition to the greenhouse gases which lead to harmful to the human health and even environment. So many paints made from the petroleum and heavy metals release toxic products into the air. These toxic products cause variety of health problems including heat, lung damage, and dizziness. Okay, so these are the health problems which are caused by the burning of the fossil fuels, that is coal and petroleum. Okay, so these are the harmful effects caused during the usage of fuels. Okay, so we need to conserve the coal and petroleum, and we should not misuse the energy resources, and otherwise we may face consequences like it will exhaust in shorter period, so that our future generations will not get as cheaper to us. Okay, so compared to us. So the harmful effects also one of the reasons we have to reduce the usage. So we have to replace these energy resources by the inexhaustible natural resources like wind, solar energy, and tidal power we have to use to generate even electricity. Okay, So nowadays these are solar panels are installed wherever you can see the tide, windmills also. Okay, so by using these we can reduce the burning of coal while producing the electricity. Thank you.